Hello, welcome to day 16 of our 30-day Worthiness Attunement journey. I'm Grace Willow, and I am so grateful to be here with you. I've been just giving some thought this morning to the journey that we have all been on together, and I just wanted to give voice to something that came into my mind that maybe you're wondering. And what's come into my mind is that I'm not giving a whole lot of prompts when I invite you to place essential oils on specific aroma points. And there's a reason for that. And it didn't occur to me until this morning that maybe I should give voice to that, voice to why. So I could share my perspective from my own filters and my own lenses about what these essential oils and what these practices are inviting you to become aware of and present to in reorienting and recalibrating yourself to the truth of who you are as an inherently worthy being. And I haven't been, which is something really new for me, because typically when I take people through a guided visualization or through a guided practice, I'm sort of reading the energy and giving voice to what I'm seeing and hearing and experiencing through holding the container. And I haven't been doing that in this journey, partly because there's a lot of you, and I don't know who you are, who will be watching this not only in real time, but perhaps down the road. There's also something to be said about you arriving at your own conclusions, your own insights, your own awarenesses without having your experience being prescripted. So I invite you to step into your own mastery with this, your own adeptness at receiving what you are ready to receive with these practices. And it may not be anything huge and overt and like, oh, I had this giant insight. Ooh, now I feel worthy. It may be really subtle. Don't discount the subtle. We're all here on these spirals of becoming. Every one of us has a unique path. We all came here to experience contrast and to expand into more of who we are. Our journeys are unique to our experiences, our life challenges, our hardships, our adversities, our triumphs, our heartbreaks. So really, rather than relying on me to tell you what your experience should be, just be present and allow it to unfold in whatever ways it's meant to for you at this point in your evolution. All right. Today's part 3, day 3 of Rose Absolute. We're going to be using it on 2 points. One is CV17, conception vessel 17. And it's if you have your fingers on your sternum and you're just sort of running your fingers along the sternum bone, the breastbone, you'll come to a point where your finger just sort of like naturally wants to rest. It's like almost like a little bit of a divot. For those of you who have inverted sternums or a lot of musculature, perhaps you might not feel that. You might feel the pectoralis muscles, or you might, I don't know what you're going to feel exactly. So if you can't find it just by kind of running your finger along your sternum and going, oh, my finger just naturally wants to stop there, you can orient yourself to where the nipple line would be. It's slightly above that. And don't worry, you're not going to get it wrong if you don't land exactly on the CV17 point. Intention is incredibly powerful. So if you're just holding the intention of placing the rose essential oil onto CV17 and the other point just right between the eye, slightly between and above the eyebrows, over the third eye. So we're going to do this together. Placing 1 or 2 drops of Rose Absolute on each finger. 1 finger here, 1 finger along the breastbone. Just being present with the gift of rose. Excuse me, holding the vibration, as Tiffany calls it, Tiffany Carroll. Holding the vibration of the one, of compassionate grace, of recalibrating us, rehydrating the heart, restoring our capacity to open our heart to receive love, to receive the preciousness of ourselves, to receive our own gifts, our own insights, our own awarenesses, our own love. Opening our hearts to ourselves and to life and all of the abundance and joy and wonder and delight that life has to offer. Mending any places where we have been heartbroken, disappointed, betrayed, let down. Any heart walls that we have built to protect ourselves. Rose invites us to, so it's like a very gentle melting of the heart walls and the armoring and the protection. Inviting us to open our hearts to life, to our own life force energy. Letting worthiness flow through unrestricted, effortless, gracefully. And if your fingers get tired, you can just, or your hands, arms, release the hand holding the forehead. Sorry, I'm so in this. I'm in the flow of this rather than in the logical linear brain that's speaking. Side note, for those of you who struggle with insomnia, Rose Absolute on these 2 points before bed, or if you happen to wake up in the middle of the night, it's phenomenal for supporting the Shen, one of the energy centers, and it's beyond the scope of this video to talk about the 3 energy centers and how energy gets refined going through each of these centers, and how energy, particularly those of us who spend a lot of time thinking in our minds, it helps bring the Shen back down through the body to support deep and restful sleep. So, side benefit. I'm always so curious what your experience is like during this journey. I've heard from a few of you privately, and I know I mentioned yesterday that I'm preparing to release a course here in July, that we are in July 26th, in conjunction with the Lionsgate, called Queen of Worthiness, Reclaim Your Throne. And in that course platform, I will have a private community space. So if you're reluctant to share on YouTube, I totally get it. You're welcome to, you will be invited if you would like to join that community space where we can talk about all the insights and awarenesses and all things woo-woo that you may or may not feel comfortable sharing here on YouTube. And once that course platform is ready to be released, I will be sharing a link below. I'm just planting seeds right now, just sort of making you aware of what's coming soon. I also wanted to share that these three, well, actually all of the practices we've been doing, but the three Rose Absolute Aroma Point Therapy points that we have done with Rose Absolute have been sequentially ordered in preparation for what we're going to be doing tomorrow, which is reconnecting with our baby selves. I hope you'll be joining me tomorrow. Until then, many blessings. Thank you so much for being here.